Hey guys, you're watching Concept, and this is part 2 of our Select and Move series. So let's get started. So as we talked before, this draw rectangle only draws rectangle. If we want to find which characters or which pawns are under that rectangle, we have to call get actors in selection. Before we do that, we have to include class of an actor, so it gets aware of that character. And the character class is RTS select and move characters. So RTS select and move character dot h. Yes, that's the one. And when we're done with that, we can build it before we start. Okay, let's get back to our HUD when compile is complete. So we will call get actors in. We will wait for IntelliSense in selection rectangle, and we will say a RTS select and move character. Now you can see it's aware because of that header file. Okay, and now in our brackets we need first point, second point. So first point is initial point, and our second point is current point. So it will create a rectangle which has initial point and current point. That's why we made those two. And what else do we need? And it will only filter search for these for this class, objects of this class. So let's get back. Array, so we need array where this function will store all characters this finds. In that case, we will have to create the array of a RTS select and move character with pointer. So it's array of pointer, and it will be called found actors. Okay, now that array will be found actors. It will store all found actors in this array. And what else do we need? So found actors, and include non-colliding components is set to true. We'll set that to false. And B actor must be fully enclosed. No, so false. And that's pretty much it. So we got our actors of RTS select and move character, and it will be stored in found characters. Okay, let's get back to our engine, and if you can see this green light, this will be our indicator if that unit is selected. So we have to go, it's visible by default, but we'll have to go to that class. Okay, and that light is actually called cursor to the world. So we will access it and put set visibility in constructor visibility to false. So it is invisible by default, and we will create in our character, we will create two functions. One will be void set selected and void set deselected. So we'll have these two. So if we we'll have to copy this. Okay, so if it is selected, then cursor to the world. Remember, it's just a name for that light. I don't know why it's called cursor to the world. We will set visibility. So if it is selected, it will be true. And if not, if it is deselected, then false. Okay, we have some problems, and the problem is that I put it in this function for some reason, so I had okay. And before I compile it, I put these commas here. It should not be there, and now compile. Okay, when now our compile is complete, we will go here and we will say if found actors. So we want to access found actors, but we have to set this safety so it wouldn't crash because it's a pointer is greater than 0. So if it has an elements, then in that case for int 32 I, which is equal to 0, so we will go by index, I less than found actors num. Okay, oh yeah, not this comma, but this one. Okay, and also this I plus plus. Okay, so by index it will go found actors, index of actor in array, and we will say set selected. So it will set that actor for every found actor, it will set it to selected. So if we build solution, okay, if we go back to our game, you can see that it works just fine. It becomes green, all that selected units. And the one problem is it goes green, and if we go left, it stays green. But our major problem is actually when we are over them, this function will add up to found actors, and we will have hundreds of the same actor because this draw rectangle and this actually selection rectangle is done in loop of draw HUD, so it always adds. In that case, we have to know what to do with these found actors. First thing we have to do is to empty that found actors. So for every cycle, it first empties. Okay. Now when we have empty, then add, and then new cycle, empty, add. So it will only add one. You can test this with a print function. Now what is important to do also, as we need to empty, we also have to deselect all. If there is found actors, we have to say deselect. Select deselected. Okay, my mistake. So let's explain this. For example, first frame. In our first frame, we have that selection box, and we go over all our actors or some of actors, you know. Okay, selection box is like this. So it doesn't have, in the first frame, it doesn't have number or anything in array, and it passes this. It first empties that array, but there is anyways nothing in that. Then it creates this selection box, adds all actors in selection box, and sets that they are selected, that green light. So all these will be green. Now the second frame, we set it to be like, for example, this. And now for second frame, we have all these actors in this array. So we say all actors in array set deselected. So all will be deselected, all of this. Empty that array. So array will be empty. And then again draw that rectangle and put all actors what are in that rectangle, I set them to be selected. So these two will be selected. So basically, every new cycle, they are deselected, created that selection rectangle, and selected all those who are in that frame in selection. That is the easiest way to explain that. I hope you understand. Okay, let's test this out. Let's build it. So when we play, okay, you can see even if they are deselected for a millisecond, they will stay green. It will not flicker, don't worry, because it's a millisecond. And you can see those are green. This is not. Yeah, you can see that it's all working fine. Now we are almost done. We are done with the selection, so we can close this. Okay, now our player controller. We will finally move our actor in move released. So before that, if we release our selection, we will say that our HUD PTR found actors, and we will have to make so protected, let's say, the same T array, found actors, selected actors. So our selected actors will be equal to that found actors. All found actors. It's actually the same T array. You can see it will only take their pointers, nothing more. So when we finish our selection, we will set that those found actors are actually our selected actors. And now when we right click, so move release is right click. So if selected actors same safety num is greater than 0, then we will move it. Found actors has no member. Actors. Okay. Now, how do we move? We have to make for int 32 I equals 0. We can copy it from here. So for every element in our selected actor, but it's not found actor but selected actor, for every element we will say U navigation system location simple move to location. So we will move our character to location, and we have to get a controller. So we will say selected actor I by index get controller, get its controller. Okay. So why does it need controllers? Because it needs a controller which controls our selected actor to move it, and it needs a f vector location. So move location, and we will define that f vector move location. So where will we move our actor? We have to move it where we pressed right click. So we'll need to get hit result under cursor. We'll get so trace channel E collision. We will use one of pre-made channels visibility. Okay, and we will say it needs hit now. So bool trace complex false, and it needs hit result, where it will f hit result. It will store our hit so it will be hit. Okay, so this function will actually store where it hit in this hit result. Now I will set my move location to be equal to hit. Give me location where it hit. Okay, but what is the problem with this? Every actor, as you can see, will go to that location. We want every actor to be in some kind of order or near that location. In that case, I will put plus vector like this. Okay, let's explain this. So first actor will be on hit location plus his index is 0, so 0 divided by 2 times 100 is 0, and this is also 0, so basically he will be only on hit location because this will be 0 vector. The second actor, which is actually I equals 1, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. That 0.5 discarded because it's entered int. As you can see, it says int, so it's only 0 times 100. It is a 0, and 1 divided by 2 has 1 remainder. This means remainder, so it has 1 remainder of 100. So let's say the first with index 0 has this one, the second one has this to be 0 and this one to be 100, and the third one with index 2, so 2 divided by 2 is 100, so his x will be 100, x is this, and 2 divided by 2 has no remainder, so this will be 0, so this will be his position. So the next one, fourth, it will have index 3 and his position will be like this, and so on and so on. I don't want to go into it, but this is made so that every next actor in our array have different location. Now the last thing we want to do is to make a debug sphere. You can actually spawn some actor, anything you can spawn on that location, so you can have indicator, but we will set it to be draw debug helper, and let's build it. And if you got results like this after building, just put it rebuild the solution. Okay, still happens after rebuilding, but we will just put it here. Now I think IntelliSense will. And yeah, IntelliSense got smart again. Okay, if we go to our game and we set it, you can see that they are going just like I told you in that shape. And one thing is that debug sphere which I was talking about, we made that helper because of it. Okay, let's make that debug sphere. So sphere, no, draw debug sphere. Okay, so first thing we need is uWorld, so get world. This will give us pointer to uWorld. The second thing is location, so move location. The next thing is radius 25, segments 10, f color we will say red, and this can, and we'll say 3 seconds. Okay, that's pretty much it. If we build it, we are at the end of this tutorial. Okay, if we go back in the game, we will see that that sphere is drawn. You can actually put anything. I just put something like this because it's easier, but you can spawn, for example, some kind of I don't know, sphere, some kind of cube, I don't know, whatever you want to be an indicator. As for this simple move location too, if you want something complex, use for sure use behavior tree. So you will make AI controller So AI controller have its own behavior tree and you will influence it, but this is the simplest ways to show you how to use move to location. One thing I should mention is that for every of and for each of these one we will need U function macro. Okay, don't forget to add it because it's really important. As for TRAs, we will say U property. You can even put it what you want it for a property. If you want it to be editable, same for a HUD. You can use it. Please don't forget to add it because they are important for garbage. And for some reason, my Visual Studio crashed, but doesn't matter. Okay, as I was talking about, they are really important for garbage collection. So don't forget to put U function, U property, and such things before every variable or function. So it is a macro very important for Unreal. And one thing also I want to mention is that, for example, in this, just find it, in this player controller, for example, we set it, for example, HUD pointer to set this initial point and so on. And when you're dealing with pointer, it's always important to set if I don't know, this pointer is not equal to null, then do this. It's really important to set such things for a safety, because for example I didn't put it because we, through our game mode, we said that default HUD class will be our RTS HUD, so casting will pass every time. But if we did not set it, the casting would not pass, and maybe we would crash our game because we don't have any safeties. And one more thing, in our actor we could, for example, make this capsule a little bit less wide, because actors will bump into each other. With this they are easy to pass one another. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I will make another one with camera for RTS, and I hope you liked it. Please subscribe and give me a like, and I'll see you next time.